Good morning, all the dignitaries, my learned speaker, and my fellow professionals present here over here. Today, it's my privilege and honor to welcome you all on the 75th webinar organized by Continuing Professional Educational Committee of ICAI. Today's program brings together two highly relevant, complementary, and themes and the applicability themes. The applicability of GST on hospitality sector and critical need for AI governance, both of which have significant implication for professional and practice of charter accountant. And I'm delighted to be part for this insightful session. Without taking any time, I want to invite the today speaker, CS Sushil Kumar Garg. So before inviting sir, I want to briefly describe his profile that he has over 2 decades of professional experience and renowned for his expertise in GST and service taxes. He has served clients over various diverse sectors, authored multiple acclaimed GST publications, and significantly contribution to policies and professional forums. He has also held important positions in ICI committees and various industrial bodies. So, without taking any time, I would like to invite Sushil sir to take forward and continue the about session. Thank you.
Okay. Very good afternoon to all of you. And first of all, I want to thanks the CP committee for the opportunity provided to me to share my views on the topic that is given to me is the GST issues in the hospitality sector. So let me start. Let me begin. The topic that is the hospitality sector. I have divided this hospitality sector into 6 segments. Entire presentation will be in 6 parts. Let me start one by one. First of all we know prior to GST, there was confusion whether VAT is applicable or the service tax is applicable on the hospitality sector. In some of the situations, both were applicable. And people used to pay also because the VAT department covers the services of restaurant service, like one of the example. Restaurant services were covered, and service tax also covered the restaurant services. So there was the overlapping. After the introduction of GST, everything is now chargeable to GST. So there is no questions of double taxation is coming. Once I am talking about the hospitality sectors, so we always say Atithi Deva Bhava. And nothing can be best than this particular slide, that what is Atithi meaning in our society and how much it was relevant. So Atithi Deva Bhava and this realty sector, the hospitality sectors, I have divided into 6 parts. That is the hotel services. That is the room has been given on rent by the hotel industries to the various clients. Second, we were going to discuss on the restaurant service, which are into the hotel, in the hotel premises only. The hotel is also providing the food services through their restaurant, and they are liable to pay GST on this. We have to understand it is not so simple, it is a little bit different, but we have to understand the same. After that, it is coming eating joints or the stand-alone restaurants. Restaurants which are not in any premises or any hotels, they are stand-alone, like this food court we can see, or any of the restaurant or mess we can say. Fourth is the convention services or the conference or social functions. Hotel usually allow their premises to be used for this particular purpose. So we are going to discuss the same also. After that, it is coming. That is the cloud kitchen, food on call. I think this is the requirement of the time, and we see that the number of cloud kitchens are providing services. So what is the GST implication on this? We are going to discuss. Then we will see how the taxability on this is decided. Last, we are going to take the car on rent, because this hotel service providers also sometimes give vehicles on rent or arrange vehicles, or they work as a separate service providers also. For this separate travel agency, they develop and they provide the services. So these 6 segments we are going to discuss today. And any of the participants want to ask something, I think whether we can see the questions, if any, raised by the participants, or the can I get the response from the participants? Chat box is active or not? Whether our participant can write on the chat box? No.
Sir, basically, question and answers of the participants will be received to us, but chat box is not as.
Okay, it is not active. Anyway, so our moderator will take care of the question answers. Whenever moderator feels that he has to raise some queries, he is available to us, and definitely I'm going to answer the same.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So let me start one by one. First is the hotel services. And if we say hotel services, it is basically rooms on rent. So, and all these hotels have a primary source of income is the room rents. So, and the GST is applicable on these room rents, and it was also taxable in service tax from 1st May 2011. The all hotel rooms known as short-term accommodation services. That time it was known as short-term accommodation services, and tax was payable on that. After that, it is also covered in GST as we discussed, and GST is applicable on the basis of room rent. So this is dependable on the amount, how much amount we are charging for the room, and according to that, the GST rates are decided. And over the period, last 8.5 years, a number of time it has been changed. Let me one by one discuss what are the GST rates were there. If you see this slide, this was applicable up to 30th September 2019. For less than 1,000, there was no GST. And mind it, whenever we read GST or when we apply GST, you must read the words very carefully. And I always says you have to read the GST law in words. You cannot read it in paragraphs or sentences, because it is saying less than 1,000 means up to 999. No GST was applicable. If it is 1,000, then it is falling under second category. So this less than, equal to, and more than, we must be careful always. And for 1,000 to 2,500, when the GST was first introduced, it was 12%. Then 2,500 to 1 to 7,500, it was 18%, and 28% tax rates were also there during those times. After that, on 1st October 2019, the rate has been changed, and this 1,000 remain as a nil. But these 2 slabs, which we have seen there, 1,000 to 7,500, has been changed to 12%, and the 28% slab reduced to 18% rate. So this was the changes applicable up to 17 July 2022. After that, this rate has been again modified, and this time the modification was very small. They also covered the room rents less than 1,000 rupees also. So nothing much has been changed. Basically, the exemption which was provided to hotels, which we are giving room tariff, where the room tariff was less than 1,000, they have brought into the tax net and now liable for 12% of the GST. Then came the GST 2.0, much awaited rate cuts in GST, and now this rate change is also minor. This 12% has been reduced to 5%. I don't know whether I should call it rate reduction or not, because now this time they have blocked the ITC. 5% is without ITC now. So there is 2 rate, less than, not less than, it is up to 7,500, 5% GST is payable, and rate is the without ITC. So the reduction in rate from 12% to 5% without ITC. This rate is ITC to the hotel basically. Yeah, here they are talking about the hotel service provider. They will not get any ITC. So whether those hotels which were having ITC more than 7%, they are definitely going losing something. And those who are having lesser ITC, may not be losing. But anyway, whenever there is no ITC, it is affect the person who is providing the service and impose the cascading effects. Sorry. After this, let me do. So now I think everybody has understood what are the GST rates. But there are issues in classification and values because these hotels are not only providing the room on rent, they also include sometimes meals in the package. Sometimes breakfast are usually included. So whether these values to be included in the tariff or not, yes, it is inclusive of the meal charges. No separate is separately charged. Then for classification purpose, classification less than 7,500 or more than, sorry, up to 7,500 or more than 7,500, we must see these values to be included. The other allied and auxiliary service provided by the hotel is to be considered on the basis of whether it is on the basis of composite or mixed supply. Usually hotels have a package, sometimes the spa, the swimming pools, internet, number of other services are provided by them. So taxability is always depend on the how they are planned their rates. Place of supply is the important point. When I am discussing hotel services and not discussing the place of supply, I will not justify my discussion. Because for hotel services, it is said that the location of the premises, the hotel. And as we know, the place of supplier and the location of the place of supply, is these two fall under the one state or one union territory, then the GST is applicable. Is on the basis of interstate supply, either CGST plus SGST. But if somebody, and usually hotels are occupied by the person who is traveling, in more than 90% cases, persons travels to other states. So when you are traveling to some other states, you are not getting credit of the taxes charged by the hotel, that is CGST, SGST, because they will charge the local taxes, whichever applicable in their state. And the person who is traveling from other state will not be eligible to take the credit. But if the same is taken through this event manager or something of that type of persons, then definitely we can get the credit. If he is charging us a GST service, then it will not be the accommodation service, then it will fall under some other services that credit may be taken. Now, question is arising in sometimes, says one particular hotel has not collected the tax. The GST law permits us that we can consider whatever money has been collected by this hotel or the service provider or the person who is making the supply, whatever money he has collected, he is eligible to consider that money inclusive of taxes. But what is the situation arising in this particular case? In case of hotel services, say somebody is charging 8,000 rupees of room rent and he is not charged the GST separately. If we consider it inclusive of the taxes, then situation will be different, because whether you will charge 5% or you will charge 18%, that will be a distance. Because the inclusive of taxes, if you charge 18%, then it will come down below 7,500. But if you charge 5%, then it will not come down below 7,500. So this all we have to consider, and wherever there is the rates are decided on the basis of some tariff rates, then this type of problem always arises. Some other issues related to credit and all, I will discuss after discussing the restaurant services. Let me right now go to the next topic, that is a restaurant service, and we are going to discuss here a restaurant in a hotel. We are not going to discuss other restaurants, other stand-alone restaurants. We will cover in the third topic. So let me move quickly to the restaurant services. And in restaurant services, we all know the taxability of the restaurant service in a hotel depend on the tariff known as the specified premises. I hope all of you have heard this word, specified premises, and it is applicable if the restaurant is in a hotel premises. Then question will arise whether you are a specified premises or you are not a specified premises. And if you are into a specified premises, let me first decide what is the how we will decide the tax rates. First, if you are providing services in a specified premises, then tax will be chargeable at the rate of 18% with ITC. Then GST rate will be for hotel services, the restaurant services. Much the food and beverages are served by these restaurants will be taxed at the rate of 18%, and ITC definitely is available. And at premises other than specified premises, if suppose we are a premises which is not a specified premises, then GST rate will be 5% and no ITC is available. So this we have to always take care, and the same rate is applicable in case of standalone premises and restaurant located in a hotel having declared tariff up to 7,500, and then it will be considered as a non-specified premises. Specified premises means providing hotel accommodation above 7,500 per unit per day or equivalent. So it is not so simple. I hope all of you have understood. This provision has been now amended by the government. This specified premises will not only solely dependent on the rates you are charging to your customer, it is also dependent on the decision you have taken at the beginning of the year. Since these provisions, suppose during the year, mid of the year, the rate has been changed and the tariff has been increased from 7,000 to 7,500. Then what will happen? Whether we are liable to pay 18% or 5%. The provision says during the year, if only in a single day, if you have allowed the room tariff to be increased 7,500, then you will be considered as a specified premises. And if you are considered as a specified premises even for one day, it will be applied to you for the entire year. So GST will be payable at the rate of 18% on the entire restaurant services provided. So this is a difficult situation, not a practical situation. To overcome this type of situations, government has amended the provisions and now allowed any hotel owner to declare themselves as a specified premises. Let me elaborate this. It is little confusing, I understand. The provision is saying that if you are charging room tariff more than 7,500, then you are a specified premises. But there is a situation, say for example, Mr. X is owning a hotel and he is charging 7,000 per month, per day, per unit. Then room tariff is 7,000, they are not specified premises and they are charging 5% GST on the restaurant services. But they expect that during the year, the rate will increase, or during some particular season, they are going to increase their tariff and they will start charging more than 7,500. Then what will happen? And then they have to pay GST at the rate of 18%. But friends, mind it, this 18% is applicable on the entire year. So government has given them an option. They will voluntarily declare as a specified premises. So if they decide so that we will declare ourselves as a specified premises, so they can start charging 18% and they will be eligible for ITC. And that option is now extended to all the hotels. Whoever want to declare their premises as a specified premises, they have to simply submit a form and it will be declared as a specified premises. So this problem will be overcome, whether you are charging 5% or someday it will increase to 18% and then you all of a sudden you will be able to become 18%. That problem will be solved. So this option has been now extended to all the persons who is charging at the rate of 5% and want to charge 18% and not a specified premises, but they will start paying GST. So friends, here a question is coming. If 5% rate without credit or ITC, what it implies? It implies that you are not eligible to take the credit. So you have to keep the separate record for the taxes to be paid on that at the rate of 18% and taxes to be paid at the rate of 5%, where credit will not be allowed. And these consider as for you, for sale of the credit, this will be considered as exempt supply. And friends, Rule 42 and Rule 43 of the CGST rules 13 will be applicable. And I hope all of you are aware what these rules are. Rule 42 says in case of input and input services, you have to proportionately reverse the credit, and this credit is to be reversed per month basis. And at the year end, you will check yearly figure also whether this credit is crossing the amount which is already reversed, or you have to reverse less. So at the year end, you have to check it. So Rule 42 says about the input and input services. Now coming to the Rule 43. Rule 43 is applicable about the capital goods. And friends, when we talk about the capital goods, the law is little bit difficult. And I hope just for taking 1 or 2 minutes, Rule 43 says you have to take the credit of the entire ITC on the capital goods. Then every month you have to calculate how much it is used for taxable supplies and how much it is used for exempt supply, including the supplies where ITC is blocked or ITC is not allowed. Then for next 60 months, you have to reverse the credit, whatever you have taken based on the monthly calculation. So this is a little tricky. I think you must have understood this in the ITC class. So I have just touched upon. Now coming to the standalone restaurants. And friends, there are good number of restaurants now. People are eating joints are different forms, standalone restaurants, cafes, or you can n number even the mess, or we can say canteen. The number of things are included here. So let me first touch upon this. I just want to take few tricky things also. We have to understand whether what is really taxable or not. So friends, just want to touch this particular slide. All of you have seen that Indian breads now GST free. 5% GST, earlier taxable on rotis, now came to nil. And parathas, these were taxable at the rate of 18%, also came down to nil. This we have all seen. But friends, be careful. If you go to and this was also one of the slides, even the advertisement insurance company has used dal, chawal, roti, 0% GST. So, क्योंकि सेहत भी उतनी ही जरूरी है जितना पेट भरना. So, these ads I have seen, so I just compiled, and friends, what transpires it? Whether these rotis are taxable at the rate of 5%, we have to check, or it is taxable at the nil rate. Friends, the tariff says that if you go to the tariff serial number 900, which says HSN code 1905 or 2106, khakra bread, brands of or other branded or otherwise, pizza, bread, rotis, chapatis, parotha, and other Indian breads by any name codes. These are all taxable at the rate of zero, or we call it nil rate of tax. So a roti being served in a restaurant, whether it will be covered here? No. Friends, please mind it. These rotis which are coming in packet, say on the shelf of a grocery shop, we are buying rotis. Those rotis are covered under this tariff and this restaurant service are not part of the restaurant services where rotis are being served will not be considered, not be considered as sale of goods, and this HSN belongs to the goods that will be considered as a sale, provision of services, and restaurant services are liable for GST 5% or 18%, be it roti or anything. Similarly, this pani puris, I don't know whether you people are aware or not, GST department has served notices on the vendor of pani puris wala, and whether it is goods or service, we have to examine. So I will definitely throw light on this, whether it is goods or service. But all you people must answer, whether in a Q&A box also you people can answer whether it is goods or service. Because the GST department itself in a notice issued to the pani puris walas that since your turnover is more than 40 lakh in the financial year 2023-24, you are liable to GST. Please submit your data. So what I want to convey all of you, these pani puris are not goods. Pani puris are basically serving of food. How it is, let me see. Similarly, this mineral water or drinking water, we must say. Anybody can say what is the GST rate on this? Friends, these are taxable at the rate of 18%. But when the same is served in a restaurant, even it is taxable at the rate of 18%. Restaurant service is liable for GST at the rate of 5%. So we are liable to pay 5% unless it is served in a specified premises. So this only I wanted to convey. So how it is defined, basically, this restaurant service refer to supply of food or beverages by a restaurant, eating joint, mess or canteen, irrespective whether the food is consumed on the premises or taken away. So this has been explained in Notification 11/2017 as the explanation number 32. So what they cover here, even the takeaway foods are also liable to be taxed as a restaurant services, and we are liable to pay GST at the rate of 5%. And let me clear it. This option of 18% is not available in case of standalone restaurants. Here, it is not so optional for you that you will start charging 18% and credit is available to you. Basically, this is the government has announced that 5%, and few people consider it as a composition scheme. It is not a composition scheme, it is a special rate for the restaurant services without ITC. Composition is something else. When you go for composition, you cannot collect tax from your person who is availing your services or whom you are selling goods. In composition, collection of tax is restricted. So in restaurant, this is not restricted. You can collect the tax in case of restaurant services, and definitely you can deposit the same as and when due dates are coming. So this is further said, supply by way of or as a part of a service of goods such as food or beverages for human consumption shall be treated as a supply of service. This is mentioned in the Schedule 2. In Schedule 2, it has where the government has classified what is considered as goods and what is considered as services. There they have covered this as a service. So any serving of food or beverages for human consumption, then it will be considered as service. And when it is considered as service, then we have to see the basic exemptions available for registration is 20 lakh. It is not 40 lakh, it is 20 lakh. And in some of the state, still it is 10 lakh. It is altogether separate point. And further, it says restaurant services include dine-in, takeaways, home delivery service, making them subject to uniform uniform GST rate of 5%. So this is basically discussed by the clarified by the government. And friends, here I think I must remind all of you that in number of situations, reverse charge is applicable. Go and see the list of the items which are covered under the reverse charge. Good number of services are covered. You can refer the notification 13/17. There the list has been given. What I want to convey here that reverse charge is applicable, then you have to pay the reverse charge on advocate fees, on transportation of goods, or taking premises on rent. And the premises on rent from the government or commercial property taken on rent from unregistered persons, reverse charge is applicable. Or if the residential property taken for the business purpose, not conducting the business, residential property used as residence, if taken by a business organizations, then it is mandatory under reverse charge, whether the supplier is the buyer means who is giving it on rent is registered or unregistered, then there is a mandatory reverse charge. Under this, we are liable to pay GST. So all the persons, this hotel service provider or restaurant service provider, they are liable for RCM. But if they are paying tax at the 5% rate or covered under 5% tax rate, then they are not eligible to take any credit. So this I thought I must keep one slide for this. I'm not going to discuss service-wise. And if somebody raises any questions and tell me, then definitely I am going to discuss. So after discussing this eating, moving toward the convention services. Convention services are marriage halls and outdoor catering services, sometimes it is considered. So here also this specified premises concept is applicable. Please mind it. This specified premises GST rate will be the 18%. Other than specified premises, GST rate will be 5%. So this taxability in case of convention services by the hotel owners are taxable considering them as a specified premises or a non-specified premises. But all other services are considered at the rate of 5% and they are liable to. But if they are charging separately for food and separately rent for the particular convention centers, then convention center rents are taxable at the rate of 18%. And this outdoor catering is now taxable at the rate of flat rate of 5% and no ITC is available. Now, friends, after discussing this convention services, I'm moving towards the cloud kitchen. And this is the concept which is very much in use and people are day in, day out using these cloud kitchens for basically I use the word here, the food on call. Just this cloud kitchen. This is the food on call. Just online you can order the food and food will be delivered to you. And now they are promising that food will be delivered to you without any delay, as quick as possible. So here comes the questions comes the e-commerce operators. And there are two types of services. Few are the cloud kitchens, which are providing services through the e-commerce operator. So e-commerce operator like Swiggy, they are e-commerce operators. They are not cooking foods or they are not arranging any foods. They are basically providing a platform through which a particular kitchen, this cloud kitchens, we may be anywhere, and he takes the order, arranges the food, and this e-commerce operator, either they themselves or through this some courier agencies or delivery agencies, they are arranging foods to be delivered at the customer's place. So, in case of e-commerce operator, provisions are a little bit different, and let me discuss one by one. And here taxability is also changed. So this e-commerce operator are covered under section 9(5) of the CGST Act, and a special focus on the e-commerce operator. And we must distinguish between the person who is an e-commerce operator and a person who is selling food or providing services through his own website. These two type of persons are totally different. Please do not mix up these two situations. First situation is the person who is selling foods through e-commerce operator. E-commerce operator means the platform, the e-platform being provided by something or services oriented business operating through an e-commerce operator, such as restaurant services, including cloud kitchens and housekeeping accommodations and motorcade. The liability of tax falls on the e-commerce operator. So what the section 9(5) says, the tax will be paid by the e-commerce operator. So in case of cloud kitchens, if I'm selling food through my website or through my app, then it is not a sale of food through cloud kitchens or e-commerce operator. Then it will not be cloud kitchen, it is basically sale by me only. So I'm liable to pay GST. I will charge it and collect GST and deposit. But if it is through e-commerce operator, then the e-commerce operator is liable to pay GST. Then no tax to be paid by the cloud kitchens. Cloud kitchens is not liable to deposit the taxes. Tax will be deposited by the e-commerce operator. Let me see what are the provisions. Section 9(5). The government may, on the recommendation of the council, basically this section 9(5) we read, then it provides power to the government. What are the specified category of services? Section 9(5). It's power to the government that to specify a category of service, which will be, if that service is provided on electronic commerce, through electronic commerce operator, and it must be intra-state supplies. Inter-state supplies are not covered here. These will not be considered as a supply. It is not covered under section 9(5). 9(5) is the service, a provision of law which says the person will be considered the person liable for tax. Any person representing such electronic operator or appointed. Basically, this says if some electronic commerce operator does not have a physical presence in a taxable territory, any person representing such electronic commerce operator for any purpose in the taxable territory shall be liable to pay tax. And if no person is available, then they have to appoint a person in this particular taxable territory where they want to work, or where they basically, if they have registered any cloud kitchen, which is not within the state, it is outside the state, then law says this e-commerce operator has to move to the, excuse me. Then e-commerce operator has to appoint someone in that particular state to discharge the tax liability. And if he is not appointed, then he is not already have an authorized person, then they have to appoint someone. What are the services so far notified for the commerce? This is the passenger transport, not in today's discussion. Passenger transport by omnibuses, housekeeping services, and what is relevant for is the restaurant services, including cloud kitchens. Accommodation services. So if these two types of services are provided through e-commerce operator, then the person liable to pay tax is the e-commerce operator. And whether all type of restaurants are covered, let me see in the coming slide, whether all type of restaurant service provider are liable to pay GST through e-commerce operator, or there are some exception to these rules. Definitely keep in mind, and I am going to cover this. What the service notified we have discussed. Service providing, basically it is elaboration of the point which we have already discussed. Service by way of providing accommodation in a hotels, in inns, guest house, club, campsite or other commercial places meant for residence or lodging purpose, except where person supplying the service through e-commerce operator is liable for registration under section 22(1). What this says, if some hotel provider is already registered under the GST, then they are not liable to pay. Then they are liable to pay GST, not the e-commerce operator is liable to pay service. GST on this particular services. But if they are not liable to register, means their turnover is less below the threshold limit that is we have discussed of is 20 lakh or 10 lakh. 40 lakh is not applicable because 40 lakh is applicable with case of goods only. So they will be covered and e-commerce operators. So only unregistered service providers are covered for e-commerce operators. And in case of restaurant services, supply of restaurant services other than the supply by restaurant eating joint located in specified premises. So here also this is applicable in case where the services are provided by a person other than a specified premises. Means all these big five-star hotels, their taxes will be paid by themselves only. Wherever there is the room tariff is more than 7,500 or they themselves has declared as a specified premises, then taxes will be paid by themselves only. The e-commerce operator is not supposed to collect tax or deposit from the customer. This point is very, very important. So please consider, and GST registration for e-commerce operator is mandatory. For a person who is working as an e-commerce operator, the threshold limits are not to be seen. They are mandatorily liable for registration, even their turnover is a meager amount of 1,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees in a particular period. They are liable to pay GST by obtaining registration themselves. They cannot say that the person who is supplying the goods or making the services liable to pay GST, so they will take registration and discharge the GST. E-commerce operator required to pay tax under Section 9(5). CGST is making supplies under two counts. Supply is notified under Section 9(5) of the Act, for which he is liable to pay tax as if he is the supplier of the said service. Supply of his own services by providing his electronic platform, for which he charges platform fees or commission for the platform user. So both the count, foods being sold by the cloud kitchens, he is liable to pay GST, and he is also liable to pay GST on the services he is providing to these cloud kitchens and definitely charging commission from them. So he is liable to pay, but they are liable to pay GST. ITC for e-commerce operators where supplied through e-commerce operators, the GST liable is to be borne by the GST liability is borne by the e-commerce operator. GST 3B has a new table that is 3.11 being introduced where all supplies made under Section 9(5) are to be reported by the supplier and the e-commerce operator. Means they have to report that this is my turnover, but not required to pay the taxes. But e-commerce operator has to say that this is not my turnover, but I am liable to pay tax on this. The supplier that covered under 9(5) shall be reported, we have discussed. The payment of tax has to be made by the e-commerce operator in case they cannot pay taxes on this cloud kitchen services or the hotel accommodation services. They cannot pay tax through utilizing ITC. So that we must keep in mind, and we must understood by the time that they are liable to pay tax usually at the rate of 5% on this. So payment via ITC is not permitted because they are not also generating any ITC, but definitely on the commission, whatever commission they are earning, they are liable to pay GST on that and also eligible to take ITC on that because on commissions they are liable to pay GST at the rate of 18%. And whenever you pay tax at the rate of 18%, credit are allowed you, and you can use those credit for payment of taxes. Now coming to the last point is the car on rent. Usually these hotels also provide car services, or a person can stand alone work as a rent-a-cab scheme operator, usually travel agent, or hotel may club the services. Sometimes this room tariff is also inclusive of the pick up from the airport or pick up from the railway station or drop at the railway station or drop at the railway station. Pick up and drop these services are provided sometime. So let me quickly discuss the renting of any motor vehicle designed to carry passenger, whether the cost of fuel is not included. Cost of fuel is included, sorry, basically, means not separately charged from the person who is availing these services. So we call them rent-a-cab service provider. And this is also under reverse charge. When this basically, if you go, let me come to the next slide where I have compiled all the situations. So renting of motor vehicle, where it's a registered supplier. If supplier is registered, tax at the rate of without ITC, except same line of business, is 5%. By other than body corporate, by body corporate, if the service provider, the rent-a-cab service provider is a body corporate, then definitely they have to charge taxes on forward charge, no reverse charge is applicable. But other than body corporate, then to other than body corporate by a body corporate in non-taxable territory is under forward charge. To body corporate located in the same taxable territory, reverse charge is applicable. If unregistered supplier, the person who is supplying the vehicle is unregistered. To others, then no tax. To body corporate, then reverse charge is applicable, and body corporate will pay GST under reverse charge. Means if a body corporate who avails the services of a rent-a-cab operator or motor vehicle suppliers, and motor vehicle supplier is unregistered, then the body corporate is liable to pay GST under reverse charge, even if the turnover of the supplier is less than the 20 lakh or 10 lakh limit. If registered supplier, 12% with ITC forward charge. So 12% rates are no more applicable. So it will converted into 18%. So if registered supplier is registered and he want to take ITC, then he can charge the GST at the rate of 18%. So friends, now time for question answers. Before that, the moderator asked me a few questions. Let me draw attention of all the participants. Recently, very recently, on 4th of December 2025, Supreme Court has given a very, very important judgment. I don't know what will be the fate of this, because sometimes the government challenges the Supreme Court decisions and they file the revision petitions. Sometimes they amend the law with retrospective effect. So whatever is the effect of the Supreme Court judgment is nullified by the retrospective amendments. I don't know what is going to happen this, but I must refer the case judgment is named as State of Karnataka versus Tagra Vasudeva Ambris. Here it is said that there's some hostel being run by this particular organizations, and they say hostels are not liable for GST because hostels are residential units, and all we know residential accommodations used as residence are exempt from GST. That is still there. So Supreme Court is basically mentioned, and anybody want to learn about this judgment, he must go and refer the judgments, and he will find it is an interesting one and must take care of the things. So these all are points I thought I must discuss. Now over to moderator. If we got some questions, then we can discuss.
सर नमस्कार सर.
नमस्कार
नमस्ते.
चेयरमैन सर को नमस्कार.
गुस्ताखी करने की स्थिति में नहीं हूँ, एक बार तो मिल लो सर से वर्चुअली भी.
नहीं सर, नाइस टू सी यू. मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा था कि आपका
जीसीसी में सर एक जीसीसी थी जयपुर में. That's why I was there. Sorry.
समझ गया था आप कहीं दूसरी जगह अटके होंगे.
Yes.
सर, थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग हियर.
थैंक यू. और कैसा चल रहा है सर? Moderator, do you have any question with Sushil sir?
Sir, due to some exigency, moderator just left this session. Some exigency, he just went to hospital.
You can ask. Akshat.
So Sushil sir, we have some questions.
Yes,
please do. Please ask.
So one
me
of the
quote
question is, do
some-
taxpayer needs to reverse ITC if hotel has started after 22nd of September 2025, but has availed ITC till 21st of September 2025? If room revenue will not exceed 7,500 per day per room.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Please, you are saying the ITC has been availed before 22nd?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And
The ITC has
22nd of
availed before
September
21st of.
2025. What is the question? If you have availed ITC already prior to rate change,
Do taxpayer needs to reverse ITC, sir? That is the question. If hotel has started after 22nd of September, but has availed ITC till 21st of September 2025.
if your hotel is already is started after 22nd September only, means you are not into the business of the hotel before this rate change. The rate change is only saying that if your rate is less than seven, your tariff is up to 7,500, then 5% GST you have to charge, and you are not eligible to take credit.
Thank you.
You are not eligible to take the credit. So credit, you will not able to take the credit. But if your tariff is more than 7,500, then 18% GST is applicable with ITC. Then you can take the credit.
Yes. Thank you. And sir, we have one more question. Will the specified premises declaration apply for the entire financial year, or can it be revised based on peak or lean seasons? Variations in room tariffs.
It specifically mentioned in the notification that once it is applied, it is applied for entire year. You have to do it before the beginning of the year, and it will be applicable for the entire year. That is the specific condition there. You cannot withdraw it, or you cannot mid-term. You can take this, declare yourself as a specified.
Okay, okay, sir. That were all the questions, sir.
Okay, then
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir, for
sir.
the delightful session, sir.
thank you.
Okay. So, Sushil sir, let me place my hearty gratitude towards you, sir, for giving your out of your valuable time, some time for the benefits of the members at large. Because I know that you are the member who always love the profession, who always love the fraternity, and it is you that I have learnt a lot from you in 3 years of my council period, and still I am learning, sir. So
Thank
it's
you.
really wonderful to have you in this webinar,
It is
and
my
thank
pleasure.
you for accepting my request. Thank you
Thank you,
for
sir.
accepting my
It
request
is my
also.
pleasure
So,
always.
nice son. And Ranjan Singhal ji has also joined us. And Ranjan bhai, welcome to webinar. And I think you are going to
Good
take a
evening, sir.
very good topic today. And thank you for accepting my request. But before the
Thank you, sir.
yeah,
Thank you.
Akshat invite you, I would like to talk something from the participants. So my dear friends, welcome to this webinar. And I am really happy that you people are giving us a very good support in terms of attending the webinars or in support of participating largely with the question answer in these webinars. Friends, we are also coming up with a series on Income Tax Act 2025 and GST, no, sorry, Labor Law Code recently notified by the government of India. So we are coming up with knowledge series on these two topics at least for 10 days regularly. And so office will intimate you through the notification. And I request each one of you to attend those both of the subjects. We are also coming up with a series on international taxation, and in these series we will teach you all the provisions which are very important and which can be an opportunity of the professional development for all of us who attend those programs. This is totally free program. No, we will not charge anything, but we seek your time, we seek your attention, and we seek your suggestions and feedback. So this is from my side, my dear friends. But before I conclude, I would like to tell you few developments that yes, still monsoon session, the government did not bring the company amendment bill, but that may come in the budget session, and some very far-reaching consequences are going to come in the company's amendment bill, my dear friends. So what I want to make a request that if you know any of the political personality, kindly meet them and tell them that why audit of companies, whether having turnover rupees 100 or whether having no turnover, uh, why it is important. It is not turnover which requires the audit. It is several. There are several other transactions which are required for the audit purposes, and this audit is very important for the compliance purposes and for the, I can say, for the safety of the country also. So we should convey this message to the leaders, political leaders, so they can, whenever the need comes, they can just share this knowledge with the leaders in the parliament, and we can save our these few items which are very much needed for the profession. So, friends, apart from this, at ICI, we have in CMP committee where I am vice chairman and I am chairman of the group which is holding the that members benefit section. So, friends, just to inform you that we have recently made a tie-up with AU Bank, and I think you must be knowing, some of you must be knowing, because AU people would have been calling you once time and again for opening the CASA account or for getting the credit card. I am just briefing you. It is upon you, your decision, your call that you go for that or not. I am just briefing you few of the features of the credit card which we have made in tie-ups. That is one thing. It is lifetime free card, no joining, no annual fees. Second thing, very important, that member paying fees of ICI, renewal fees of ICI through that credit card will be entitled a discount of 25% on the fees paid that through that credit card um, by the credit card company. I again repeat, my dear friend, if you make the payment of renewal fees of our institute, member will get 25% discount by the credit card company if the payment is being made through the credit card. Third thing, friends, that this you all will also be entitled for domestic lounges on the domestic airport 8 times in a year, 2 per quarter. There is a small condition that you must have a one any amount payment in 1 quarter for getting the eligibility for the another quarter. And third thing, friend, the reward points are 8x, which means if you pay the taxes through that credit card, you will get 8x reward. So 8x reward means suppose you pay 50,000 rupees of tax, then it comes to 4,000 reward point, and the monetary value comes to 1250, 1,000 that you may be redeemed at any place what is being written in that particular credit card. So these are the some features of the credit card. There are some good features in the CASA Royal Bank account, and more importantly, CA logo is there on the credit card. Credit card is the metal card, very looking very smart, and CA. Your name also has CA in the CASA bank. You can open the account with ending with or starting with your membership numbers or having your birth date. So it is very encouraging, and it is a CA partner program of the EU Bank. If it suits you, kindly go through with for the details on the CAMP site. If it suits you, you can go for this. Second thing which I want to take, we had also made arrangement with the HDFC Bank regarding unsecured loan arrangement, collateral free, no personal, totally personal loan, and at the rate of 10.60%, reducing with the minimum amount of the processing fees. And I think if you need money or the loan for any emergency, you can use that. Otherwise, I know that chartered accountants never go for the loan, whether it is credit card or whether it is personal loan. But in case of need, you can go for that purpose, that particular tie-ups which we have made. So this is about the CMP, and I have already told you several times about the CP initiatives, about the UDID initiative, and we are also working at institute. Our president and vice president are working so I can say so hard so dedicated, so devoted. The entire council is so devoted and dedicated. All the council members are working very rigorously for the profession and the fraternity. We are coming up with SA 600 new, giving the responsibility to all, and we are coming up with several other things, aggregation of firms. We are coming up with the networking for the foreign MNCs, whether it is small or big. So we are coming up with several initiatives for the benefit of our members and fraternity. And I seek, yeah, rather we seek your feedback, your advices, your suggestions, your criticism even on any of the decision taken by the council, so we can discuss that particular criticism or the suggestion or the feedback at the due platform, and can take the proper decisions. So my dear friend, now it is the time of my brother, and who is Ranjan Singhal, who is doing very dynamic and work for the profession and doing very hard. He belongs to Rajasthan, now settled in Bangalore, I think. And right,
Yes, sir.
Ranjan, but
Yes, sir.
his soul is in Rajasthan only, and that's why I requested him to come and address our gathering, our members, so they can have some value addition. Likewise, Sushil Bhai also told you several things. I know that how intelligent he is and what is the communication he has. So I think you must have learned a lot from the deliberations of Sushil Bhai, and definitely it would add several values to your knowledge, and you would go to home with several new knowledge capsules, I can say. And he also always send a capsule type on GST, which is also always useful. And Ranjan Bhai, now it is your time. I don't want to. I came in the being in between because there are some other meetings which I am to attend. So I would take your permission for leaving the session. But
Not-
all the best, and I would see your video definitely, both of the videos, Sushil Bhai video and your video after completion, and I would definitely benefited by your deliberations. So thank you, my dear friend. Thanks
Thank
a
you,
lot
sir.
for attending this webinar, for coming,
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
for giving your time. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, moving on to the next session, we have CA Ranjan Singhal sir with us. So, first, I would like to brief you about him. He has over 9 years of experience in taxation, internal audit, and risk advisory, and specializes in AI governance, ISO, IEC 42001 AI management systems, data privacy under DPD Act 2023. He works at the intersection of assurance, technology risk, and regulatory compliance and data protection requirements into practical governance frameworks. He is a national speaker on AI governance and emerging technology regulations and has also received the Innovation Impact Award 2025 by Tele Solutions Private Limited. Over to you, sir.
Thanks a lot for this introduction. And good evening, everyone, respected faculty members, Sir Sushil sir, and my dear professional colleagues. It is really, truly a pleasure to hear among with the fellow chartered accountants, a profession that is built on trust, responsibility, and accountability. The today's topic is why AI needs governance. Before I deep diving into the AI governance, let me ask a very simple and very practical questions that uh, that how many of you at least once in the last month have used any AI powered tool? It could be ChatGPT, it could be Gemini, Grok, or Perplexity, or it could be Excel Pilot, or it could be Power BI, or it could be audit software which is which is tagged as the AI powered. So so the answer of the most of us will be yes, because I cannot see such answers, but most of will answer yes, because that is also that is perfectly fine, because this because the using AI tool is not a problem, and also our professional competence allows us or empowers us to use the latest technology to work in the professional environment professional work with very effective and efficient manner. So, but my second question, but I want to ask a second question, which will be slightly uncomfortable but extremely important, because uh, the question is, if the AI tools we are using gives the wrong output. Let's suppose the AI audit software we have used, which is suggesting our the opinion, and we have not checked that what opinion it has given, and it is delivered the wrong expression of opinion, or wrong opinion on the audit report which we have signed. Or if, or let's say, if a critical citations while drafting the GST notice reply or income tax notice reply we have missed, or the chat GPT maybe we have used to draft the notice reply, and the citations are used by the chat GPT or perplexity are wrong, or maybe not not in the real world scenario cases. This is already a heat case which is going, that the order has been passed by the income tax officer without real citations. So such kind of thing if happened, so who is going to be accountable? So the uh, this is very hard question, this is very tough question, and the answer to the question is not answer to the question will be not the software company is accountable, not the AI tool is accountable, not the developer who is sitting somewhere in the Silicon Valley is accountable. The only and only person who is accountable is you, the chartered accountant, the person who signs that audit report which is declaring the wrong opinion, or the person who is representing to the regulators with wrong citations, that is given by that AI tool. So, and this single reality changes everything, because the moment AI enters in our work processes, risk also enters with it. And when there is a risk, there must be governance. So that is why today's topic is not about not about the technology, not about the learning coding, not about learning the algorithms, not about learning the technical implementation. This is today's topic is about understanding how uh, we are going to control artificial intelligence. The same way we have controlled the financial system, the same way we have designed the internal controls, and the same way we have managed the compliance risk till now. The and this discipline is what we call is AI governance in the AI context. Now that we have established why this topic matters, let me take one step back and talk about our profession itself. As a chartered accountant, we have been survived through changes, disruptions, and technology revolution for more than 75 years. But and this survival is not due to the tools we have used or software we have used, not because of law, not even because of the qualifications alone. The one word which make us survival through this 75 years is trust. The trust we have built in these 75 years in amongst the client, among the regulators, among the banks, and among the court, because client trust us with their money, regulators trust us with compliance and disclosures, and bank trust us with the certifications, and court trust us with the audit opinions and reports. And our signature is not a formality, it is a symbol of trust, and it is a symbol of professional judgment. So sorry, so now something so as the introduction of AI, now something has been very importantly changed, that artificial intelligence has entered in that our trust ecosystem. AI is no longer sitting in the laboratory, it is sitting inside our working paper. AI is already deciding or drafting reply to the notices, it is already classifying the transactions which we do in the fraud detection and risk analyzer. It is already highlighting mismatches, it is already highlighting the risk patterns, and in some cases it is also recommending decisions to us. So and on the recommending the decisions, it become the turning point that the moment the AI influencing our judgment, governance become mandatory, not optional, not future planning, and not the academic discussions. So and we should not afraid of the governance point also. Governance is not new to us because we have already governed the systems, we have already governed the financial systems, we have already governed the internal controls, and have now we have a responsibility of governing the intelligent system, the artificial intelligence. So in the next part of this session, I will not overload with you technical terms. Instead, I will help you to answer the four simple but powerful questions from the CS perspective. The first question will be what exactly is the AI governance? I have already covered many points in that, but from the CS perspective, what exactly is the AI governance? Second is the why regulators across the world genuinely concerned and even panicking about the AI. Third, how chartered accountant is naturally fits in this framework. And fourth and final point, he how the chartered accountant opens up a new how this AI governance framework opens up a new professional opportunity without violating ethics and ICI norms. So without wasting the time, let us start with what exactly is AI governance from a CA perspective. So I want to reassure that we have already discussed that AI is not a coding, AI is not an algorithm. I am repeating it, but it is not a technical subject. Which we are thinking that it is a technical subject, it is a coding thing, and we should not be conscious about this subject. But it is not a technical subject. It is a subject which covers our professional judgment. So and for understanding the what is AI governance, let me take a term which we generally and which we are using from our artificial articleship to now we are doing the practicing. Now we are working in the practice area. The word internal control. The word itself is a very important term, and AI governance is what? AI governance is nothing but internal control over the artificial intelligence system. This is the basic definition which is in our which we should understand is AI governance is nothing but internal control over the artificial intelligence system. And and we can understand AI governance as let us take an example that whenever we audit a financial system, we automatically ask the questions like who approved these transactions, what control prevent misuse, is there any segregation of duty, is there any audit trail. These kind of questions are not optional. These kind of questions we always ask, and these are the part of our professional DNA. So 1 minute. uh, Excuse me a bit.
Yes, sir.
My screen is visible now.
No, sir, it's not visible.
Oh, sorry for the interruption. I'm sharing screen again. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Sorry for this inconvenience I have made. Uh, so the point till now I have covered. I think everyone has understood. That is not such points are covered in the PPT. There is only 2 slides has gone. So the AI governance, I am at the point where how we should understand AI is from the example that how we audit a financial system, we automatically uh, we automatically ask certain questions like who approved these transactions, what control what controls prevent misuse? Is there segregation of duty? Is there any audit trail? These questions we generally ask to ourselves regarding audit of the internal controls of the financial system. And now for the AI governance, we have to just replace the transaction word from with AI, and nothing else will changes. And the question becomes in the AI governance is who approved the who approved this AI model, why this AI tool was introduced, what data it is being trained on, and what decision it is influencing, and who is monitoring its output. And the most important question, who is accountable when the AI system or when the AI model fails. That kind of questions become need of become the governance AI governance base. And the question, and this is the mindset shift we are required to need. And we should not consider AI as a magic, and AI is not intelligent that is going to replace us. AI is just a simple ERP or GST, ERP system or GST portal system or accounting software that that we are dealt with, that we have already dealt with. So every system that affects the output must be governed is the principle of AI governance. So to make the AI governance more simple and structured, let AI governance can be understood through the five core pillars, which are: first pillar is data governance. Data governance, AI runs on the data. When the data we input it in is wrong, biased, or unlawful, the AI output will also going to be wrong, biased, or unlawful. So data governance in the AI governance is going to ask what is the source of the data, have and from where we have obtained the data, whether we have obtained the consent or not, is the data accurate or not, is data is representing the entire data which is being fed to the which is being for community, which is being of community, or is the personal is there any personal data is being used. Such questions are related to the DPDP Act also. Some in some point we are going to discuss the DPDP Act also, but data governance is majorly covering the data life cycle from data collection to the data retirement. This is covered by the data governance. Second pillar is model governance. Model governance mainly focuses on purpose limitation, and the model governance simply means which AI tool or model is being used for what purpose. And because the purpose is should be defined, because the using the AI for making the notice drafting is different, and it is required, and it will be only covered the cover the AI model. It will only limit the purpose of that AI model, and using AI, and that will be different. And using AI tool for fraud detection and risk analyzer is involve the agentic AI kind of model, and the purpose of that model is different. So we as a chartered accountant understand the model governance as the purpose limitation, and we should always concentrate on what kind of scope, what is the scope of that model which is being used in the AI governance in the AI system. Third pillar is the risk governance. So, as I told, whenever there is a powerful system, the risk is associated with it, and the AI risk include bias, hallucinations. Hallucination is nothing but giving the false answer, or giving the not correct answer, or over reliance. And if we are not taking and if we not and if we not do not consider the risk, the AI governance will fall. And here we have to consider not eliminating the risk, that the way we also already dealt in the audit system, that the inherent risk will always remain, but our role is to identify the risk, assess the risk, and control the risk. So the risk governance part will be complied. Next and most important part is the human oversight. So I have taken the example of the drafting the notice. When we are going to present the notice without the citations without or wrong citations we have used, then there will be a risk of reputation. There will be a risk of our professional negligence, and always we should consider the human intelligence over the AI outputs that has been generated. So AI is only for assisting us, AI is only for suggesting us, AI should never be the final authority. Always human intelligence will prevail, human in the loop will always prevail. So human oversight is the most important aspect in the AI governance. And next, but last but not the least, uh, pillar is accountability and documentation. Accountability covers can questions like, can you explain how the AI was used, can you justify the decisions, and can you defend the process before a regulator or court. These is the accountability questions uh, uh, while doing the AI, while we are doing the AI governance audit, we should ask. And this question, if this question's answer is no, then there is a missing of governance. So so, in one sentence, I want to tell that AI governance is about ensuring AI works with the same control, risk, and accountability framework that we have already dealt with, and in the same way we consider. If the we consider the same points, then we will not feel that AI governance is not our topic. AI governance will become familiar with us. So now that we have understand the definition of AI governance in our perspective, let us come to the second question. I have told that why regulators across the world are taking this AI so seriously. Is it out of fear? Is it resistance to the technology, or is it anti-innovation? This the answer is none of these. The real reasons regulators are concerned is very simple. AI is just not only making the mistakes, AI scaling the mistakes, AI making mistakes at a very large scale. Because let's suppose a human can make one wrong decision at a time, but when AI is taking the decisions, it is taking decisions like billions and millions in a millisecond. And that is very a large scale, because we know what at what speed AI is running right now. So and let's take another example that how AI is making mistake, because we understand how automation is working. If let's say one voucher is incorrectly entered, then then the danger is limited. But if a faulty logic is embedded in the system, and then there will be every transaction is going to be questionable. And let's suppose if we enter the AI here, then there will be a full faulty entries, and the damage will be very high. So and I'm saying this seems to be very hypothetical, but in the United States, there is a failing of AI credit system, because AI credit system were found unfairly uh, unfairly denying the loans to the rural areas, because of the biased data input in that AI credit system, which is approving the loans. In also the Europe, there is a recruiting platform which is discriminating the gender, which is discriminating the candidates on the basis of gender, because the data has some kind of biasness, some kind of data representative, some kind of unlawful data is being entered in that. In healthcare, there is also AI involved, and AI misdiagnose the patients because of wrong information, or there is a wrong algo in that AI system which is diagnosing the patient. So and these were not intentional harms. These harms were because of AI without governance, because there is governance failures, no technology failures. So so uh, so problem is not the artificial intelligence. Problem is AI without governance. So that is why the government bodies and international regulators are uh, are concerned and panicking, and for that purpose they are responding with a different act, which is the first act which is introduced by the European Union in relation to AI is the EU AI Act. It is a very great and very strict law that has been implemented by the European Union, and it is and its specification, I can say, that applicable to entire globe. If whenever EU person is affected from this yeah, from AI system, then this act will apply. And this act has the risk based classification. It has made four risk based classification. First is the prohibited AI, which is entirely prohibited, that these practices should not be done in any cost. Second is the high risk AI system. The example I have taken, that in the America, the AI credit system, which is affecting the mass people, and a recruitment system, which I have taken the example in the Europe case, is also affecting the large people, mass people. These are considered as the high risk AI system. Second was that. Third is medium risk AI system, which we can consider as ChatGPT or Claude and Perplexity kind of LLM platform is considered in that. And the last, but not the least, minimal risk AI system, in which the risk can be mitigated or risk can be ignored also. These example of these can be a chatbot uh, implemented on the website of an organization, which is giving answer to the clients. So such kind of risk classification is being introduced by the EU AI Act. Second is uh, second second uh, second aspect is given taken by the ISO, and ISO has introduced internal first standard on the AI governance, first and standard on the AI management system, which is ISO 42001, international standard for AI governance or AI management system. And it has the beauty of, it has already defined the 38 internal controls in this standard. And it has defined that statement of applicability should be with all organization who has implemented the AI or who has developed the AI. And and from that statement of applicability, all the applicable internal controls will be signed, will be ticked marked, that this kind of third body is the OECD, who is also who has also make the AI principles related to the AI governance. And it is covering the AI stewardship and ethical deployment. Next also USA has also implemented. It is not covered in the PPT. USA has also made a risk based implementation of NIST RMF framework for AI governance. So such kind of implementations is already being done by the uh, done in the by the global regulators. But now let us come to the India. Many people assumes that India is also bringing the AI Act similar to the Euro. That assumption is not correct. India has taken very deliberate and mature approach. Instead of rushing to uh, prepare a strict AI law, India is currently building AI governance framework. Uh, India, for understanding it, think of it, not it is not a law book. It is unveiled as operating manual. The operating manual is going to ensure us safe AI and useful AI and accountable AI. and the most important part, it is not killing, it is not stifling, it is not choking the innovations. It is supporting. It is a balanced AI governance framework, which is the approach the India has taken. So and governance and the government has already clearly stated that we will not uh, we are not going to uh, restrict the AI innovations, and we will not control the AI after the damage happens. We build the safety and governance directly into the technology stack itself. We are going to implement in very Indian approach, that is practical, phased and risk based. So for implementing this thing, the for implementing the AI governance framework, India used the hub and spoke governance model, in which the first center part or the brain part is AI governance group, which is being created by the government. It is a center. It is the center body or permanent and the permanent body, and this group coordinates across the ministries of our, like technology, finance, health, education, and regulators like RBI, SEBI, so that AI governance is not fragmented. And the second supporting group is Technology and Policy Expert Committee, TPEC, which is a bench of experts from machine learning, law, public policy, and national security. And then there is a third group which is supporting this AI governance framework, is Indian AI Safety Institutes, which acting as an technical anchor. And these three groups collectively doing the AI risk assessments and building safety tools like privacy, like and unlearning mechanism. And these groups are collectively representing India as a responsible AI adoption, and making India leader in the responsible AI adoption through this AI governance framework. So so this most and the most importantly, the framework is being implemented in the phases, that in the short term these bodies are incorporated. In the medium term, we are going to these bodies are going to incorporate AI incident databases. I will cover it in some time. And AI incident databases and the regulatory sandboxes to analyze to analyze what is practically and what is really going in the AI in our India. And third is the long term approach, which will make India to become a credible global leader in the AI accountability. So the framework also clarifies that as AI grows, responsibility will clearly defined, and the compliance will move from voluntary to mandatory expectation. So this is the base of the AI governance database. And one important thing is AI incident database. What I was talking about, AI incident database is a very major step taken by our government. That let us consider to understand this AI incident database. Let us consider black box in the AI, black box we have in the aircraft, that whenever something goes wrong, we are not going to hide it, we are going to record it, we are going to analyze it, we are going to study it and improve the system. This is the way, this is the deliberate and mature approach the India has taken for AI governance framework. So India is not blindly copying the Europe, so India is not blindly copying the America, USA. India is building a practical Indian style governance framework. Now, and now, when this level of system is going to be structured, and this level of structured is being maintained by our government, they are required people who understand risk, responsibility, documentation, and control. And the profession which qualifies, which is most of these skill set, and I can say which all of this skill set is belong is belong to the chartered accountant. The we are the person who naturally fits in the in providing and in understanding the AI governance. So my third question, which was that how the chartered accountant is going to is naturally fit how the chartered accountant is going to naturally fit in that AI governance framework. This is being answered, and some in somewhat the fourth question will also answer this third question, the this third question's answer. So let us move to the fourth question. The fourth question covered the two question. First question, is this really a professional opportunity for the chartered accountant, and can it done be ethically with ICA norms? So let me answer clearly. The both for both question the answer is yes. It is a professional opportunity, and it can be done completely with ethics and ICI framework, but only if we approach it correctly. So for approaching it correctly, first let us understand what is this opportunity is not covering. This is not about certifying the AI models. This is not about giving guarantees on the AI outputs. This is not about replacing the engineers or lawyers. This governance this opportunity is only about the governance advisory, exactly like we have done the internal audit advisory, risk assessment advisory, compliance advisory, and system and process advisory. The things we have already the things we have already done. And in this governance advisory, we are not saying that AI is correct. We are going to say that AI is being used responsibility and under the control. So, and ICI, and the second question, that ICI norms are being followed. So for the same purpose, the ICI ethics have been already clear about it, that a chartered accountant can advise, review controls, assess risk, and recommend the improvements. But a chartered accountant should not certify something beyond its competence, that it is certifying the AI models are correct, certifying the AI outputs are correct. It is not allowable, and giving the misleading assurance that that the output is going to be that percentage of level, or uh, and giving the certifications which are misleading, and which are misleading to the misleading as an assurance. So and the AI governance fits in the first category of advising, reviewing controls, and assessing risk. So think also that AI governance we are using is when we are doing the internal audit, we don't certify the fraud, that fraud will happen. We will certify that the control exists and risk are managed in the and the same way we are going to give the AI governance advisory, that AI governance controls are exist and the AI risk are managed. So, uh, the professional opportunity that are the professional opportunity that are going to give it us is first is AI usage management, AI usage assessment. Uh, AI usage assessment will cover the where and how the AI is being used, what kind of AI system are being deployed, and who has approved this AI systems. These kind of advisory questions we are going. These kind of questions we are going to ask in this kind of advisory function. Second is the AI risk assessment. AI risk assessment is the same function we have discussed in the pillar of risk governance, that we are going to ask uh, every questions related to the risk, AI related risk, that what can go wrong, how we are going to serve it, and we are going to identify the risk, we are going to assess the risk, we are going to monitor the risk, we are going to review the risk, and we are going to escalate the risk there. Third is AI governance framework design. In that thing, we are going to design AI policies, we are going to design how approvals and who is accountable for what decisions, and we are going to design the review mechanism also. And fourth is AI compliance alignment. uh, in which the same way the we are doing the compliance for the direct taxes in the income tax, indirect taxes, GST compliance advisory. The same way we are required to do the compliance alignment, compliance service, because the DPDP Act is already implemented, or I'm going to say that it is going to be phase implementation in 2027. It will be fully workable. Second is the sectoral regulations are applicable. Internal policies uh, that has been designed in the AI governance framework, this should be the compliance alignment we can advise as an AI governance advisory. And I want to make a point also. This is the point came in our mind that this is a big four firm, this is a point, this is the work of a large firm. But this is also a misconception. Even the small or mid-sized CA firm can also provide these kind of services, because every business today, every MSME is however willingly or unwillingly deploying the AI in their systems. And uh, it is a requirement, or it is a need of art to deploy this. So we are already serving to MSMEs and all, and we can also enhance or ask for such kind of AI governance advisory service to them. So, and let me honest also about this AI governance service. This is not a paisa making machine. This is not a thing that you are going to make money overnightly. This is same way we are providing the steady and advisory income we are generating already. And but it has three big advantages. First advantage is high trust and high credibility we are going to form. That the risk factor, that the internal control thing we are going to pitch our clients, which make very high trust and credibility in the eyes of our trust, in eyes of our clients. Second is the low competition for now. Now there are no such professionals who are providing AI governance services. And third is the strong future relevance there in the AI governance advisory service. So so this is the way we are going to provide the AI advisory service. Now the question comes, if really the client is going to pay for this AI governance advisory service in extra. Yes, because the fear is the factor which will make them to pay for AI advisory service, because they are not clear about what is AI. They are not clear about regulatory risk. They are afraid of regulatory risk. There is a penalty of 250 CR in the DPDP Act. There is a penalty of $1 million in the EU AI Act. There is a huge penalty related to AI governance. So if a small business MSME is dealing with EU clients, and it has unwillingly or unknowingly done something which attracts the penalty, that makes the survival or going concern question to that MSME. So the client is going to pay us, and client is also unaware about who is going to be accountable for what. So in the AI governance framework advisory, we will decide in the AI policies, in the documentation, that who is accountable for what process, for what outcome. And this will make the our client clear about AI governance, and they become and there is no surprise that going to come in their life, that this kind of responsibility or this kind of litigation matters or this kind of penalty they has been imposed, and they will uh, feel happy that this kind of AI governance advisory service we have already taken. So and from this unclear things, we are going to going with the client, that we are not going to represent ourselves as that we are not AI expert, but we represent ourselves as a trust and risk advisor to our clients. So So AI governance is not a threat to our CA profession. It is a natural extension of what we have already doing, what we have always done. Now let us come to the practical use cases, because a lot of theory I have covered. The first use case, the and for considering the practical use cases, I will cover in three parts. First part is the we as a chartered accountant should use AI ourselves. Uh, uh, we are using AI ourselves. Second is the AI governance service. We are use cases related to the AI governance advisory service we provide to our clients. And third is the societal AI governance service, AI advisory or AI governance part, if the time permits. The first use case is so first before advising the client, we must ensure that our house is in order. In the aeroplane, we also ask to first first apply the mask or first apply the belt to ourselves, then to apply others. In the same way, we should first apply to AI governance to ourselves, then we should go for the AI governance advisory service. So first use case is the uh, fraud detection and risk analysis, that many of professionals are using today AI tools related to the fraud detection and risk analysis, because this tool empowers them uh, uh, to analyze the large transactions, and AI is somewhat able to detect the unusual patterns of unusual timing of the transactions, round figure entries, sudden spike in expenses, or vendor behavior. And this make this make fraud analyzer to do the task in very efficient time, and very efficiently. The fraud analyzer do the work. And but here also AI governance comes, that and AI governance comes with a pillar of human oversight, that AI tool here is going to flag the anomalies, but the only and ultimate responsibility will be with CA or fraud analyzer. And AI may highlight the risk, and AI may take that this kind of risk is there, but the CA should apply the professional skepticism there. And and the final conclusion will be with the CA only. So while creating the documentation relating to the fraud and risk report, the documentation must clearly state that that we have used the AI assisted tools, but the overall responsibility and accountability, and we have reviewed everything that AI has flagged, AI has covered, and the final conclusion is given by me. There is no over reliance on the AI. Second use case is very common. We are drafting the notice replies. This is very common use we are doing with ChatGPT, with different kind of LLMs, and this LLM help in structuring the replies, language clarity, and reference formatting. But but here also the governance apply, and the governance apply with with the golden rule, the with the fourth pillar of I have explained, that human oversight. So AI is always going to suggest us, AI is always going to assist us, but the ultimate responsibility is aligned with ourselves only, the CA who is representing to the regulators. Now we have covered our topic related to the our use cases related to the AI governance. Now if we are going to provide the AI governance as an advisory service, uh, and as an advisory service, and let us consider a first use case that covers HR, an AI agent which is doing the HR work, which is doing the HR resume screening process in the large enterprises. Because and this is also a very good tool which should be used by the large organizations, because the resume screening process takes lot of time, takes hell of time, because there are thousands of applications for the job descriptions that come to the HR, and AI, and this AI tool shortlist the candidate based on the past hiring data which has given to that AI screening tool. So now the AI related risk also cover with this, also come in the come with it, and which are biased in the training data which is we have given to that tool, and it may also also unfairly reject the applicant, which is fairly capable, which is fairly applicable to that job. And there is lack of explainability also there, which is like why the certain kind why the certain employee or why the certain applicant is being rejected. That kind of explainability is not given by is not being explained by the HR AI agent, and due to that there will be legal exposure to that large organization. Here we can provide the governance advisory as asking what kind of data uh, from on the basis of which it is being trained, and also ensure that the HR is making the human intelligence, human oversight principle on that, and what kind of decision basis it has used to explain the explainability concept, to explain the code, that what kind of process used to it is being used to generate the output, generate the selecting the resume over the other. So till now there is no coding, only the governance, only we are applying the governance. Now second use case can be the small businesses, which may be the chatbot it has implemented in its website, and there may be the chatbot is very good. They have used they may have used the accounting assistant, they may have used the uh, they may have used for the sales forecasting tools for the by the application of AI. But and these tools influence customer communications, pricing decisions, and data handling. And and as this influencing these kind of problems, so governance also come here with clear usage boundaries, consent from the customer data, that the data it has taken, and also the basic documentation that such kind of on which basis the sales forecasting or customer queries or accounting entries are being done by this kind of AI tools that is used by the MSMEs and smaller organizations. So whether it is a large company or a small business, the pattern is the same. AI will assist, human will decide, and governance control the rest. So this is the way the AI governance is working. So AI governance is not a one service; it is a thinking framework. It and and now third point is societal use cases, which is which takes time also. And and because the time is limited, I'm not going to cover, but deep fakes and voice cloning, such kind of AI risk are are publicly spread. And the credit scoring example I have already taken, that this on the basis of credit scoring, the general public is getting affected. So such kind of ordinary public risk, the government should also consider the risk related AI governance measures in relation to that also. Next point. So we have considered a lot of aspect today, and we have considered a lot of aspect today. So the key takeaways we should take from this session is: first, don't blindly trust the AI. Over reliance is not acceptable, is not allowed, and it amounts to the professional negligence on our part. So always verify the outputs, always the questions, the assumptions, and maintain the professional skepticism while we taking the AI outputs decisions. Second is ask governance questions every time we are using the AI tools. Who owns the who is accountable? Who owns the data? Who owns the decisions? Every step should be considered. And while giving the AI advisory service, we should consider what controls that have been implemented, what documentations that have been done by the organization, which is an ISO 42001 feature that certain type of documentation must be must be uh, included in the AI governance or AI management system. Third, focus on the advisory. Focus only on the advisory function, not not certifying the AI systems, not certifying the AI outputs, not and not replacing the engineers, because we are capable of doing our thing. We are professionally competent of doing our thing, not the engineers work. So the certifying the AI model, certifying this AI output is a technical part which should not be covered in our advisory service. Second, we should start small. As I already told that the AI governance should be considered for ourselves first. Then we should go for the AI governance advisory service. So take one example of AI tool, one AI tool which you are using, and asking the questions related to AI governance to it. And in this way, you will learn practically how AI governance is going to apply, and start early. The right time is not tomorrow, not yesterday. Right time is today, and we should start understanding the AI governance from today itself. So thanks a lot, everyone, for giving me such a good opportunity to make you understand this hot and burning topic of AI governance. Thanks a lot, CPA committee. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot, Susil sir. I'm happy to take questions.
Thank you for the session, sir. We have some couple of questions with us. Uh, Sir, are there any specific tools related to CS job? I mean, specific tools, AI tools that can be used
This
for a CA by a CA.
There are several tools in the market available, but related to the AI advisory, even I have also developed certain kind of tools which can be deployed in your office, which can be used for the drafting the reply, because uh, the chat GPT perplexity is making wrong citations. We can develop a tool in our office that can be rag based, and which implement the which automatically takes the uh, citations from the authorized sources, and that makes our work very easy, and the data privacy problems also get solved. I am not an AI generalist, so I have not a certain kind of list tool, but we can also uh, apply, or we can also create the tools specifically tailored to us, because AI is giving us the customized power to create such kind of tools. Thank you.
And so one more question. Are there any standards or testing before the AI is introduced for uses like applications and all?
There is already a standard ISO 42001 has come up with this thing. So the it has given already 38 kind of uh, frameworks which should be first considered while deploying the AI system in our organization or in any organization.
Okay, sir, those were all the questions, sir. Thank you for the session, sir. That was very
Thank you,
insightful.
thanks a lot for question making people also. Thank you.
Okay. With this, we can conclude our session, sir. Thank you, sir. Ranjan, sir. Thank you, sir. Sushil, sir, for giving us
Thanks a lot.
this
Thanks a lot.
insightful knowledge, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir.
आज हमारे मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर थे, से डिस्कस करके फिर आप